So, good day everyone. My name is Merwin Jasper Moreno, and for today's lesson, we will be talking about navigation bar, how to make a navigation bar with a drop-down button using HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. So, as you can see, this is our navigation bar. We have the title here, and the contents of the navigation bar are placed on the right side. So, we have home, features, and yung drop down button natin, and pricing. This navigation bar is fully responsive. So, it means na whether the screen sizes changes, yung navigation bar natin can adopt and retain its function. So, let's see kung talaga bang fully responsive siya. Let's try to zoom in. Ayan. As you can see, the navigation bar changes. The screen adapts. And yung contents ng navigation bar natin kanina sa right side, naging hamburger, excuse me, naging hamburger icon na. So, click natin. Ayan. Andito na yung mga menu. Then, balik tayo sa original size. So, let's say na nag-minimize ng screen si user. Ayan, nagiging hamburger icon din siya. Then, nagiging drop-down menu. So, without further ado, let's proceed with the coding. So, Bootstrap is a framework. So, means mas pinapadali niya yung work natin by providing us framework na we can copy and paste sa ating HTML file. So that once na paste nyo na yung framework na yon, kayo nang bahala kung paano modifications ang gagawin ninyo. Pero pwede rin kayong gumawa ng sarili ninyo. Then you can use some Bootstrap classes. So, let's set up na yung HTML file. So, since we are using Bootstrap, we have to connect yung Bootstrap itself. So, there are two ways para i-connect si Bootstrap sa ating HTML file. So, first one is yung pag-connect sa kanya via file directory. So, ibig sabihin, ida-download natin yung Bootstrap files, then ima-map out natin yung directory, then ilalagay natin yung directory ng downloaded files dito sa ating link tags, katulad nung pag-link natin sa ating CSS or mga style sheets. The other way to connect Bootstrap to our HTML file is to use URLs. So, in this scenario, we will be using URLs to connect the Bootstrap on our HTML file. So let's go back to the website. So just type on your browser Bootstrap. Then you will be directed sa kanilang homepage, and there are options na pwede mong gamitin, get started, or i-download mo mismo yung file. Then here are some Bootstrap version. Yung pinaka-latest niya today is yung version 5.1. But for now, we will be using version 4.6. So there are two ways para i-connect si Bootstrap. There are two things to consider para ma-connect si Bootstrap. First is yung CSS link niya. You have to copy this one, then paste sa loob ng header tag natin. Yan. So along the way, merong mga instances na kailangan pa rin nating maglagay ng other style sheets. So, para hindi tayo ma-confuse kung saan yung style sheets natin, dun sa style sheet ni Bootstrap, pwede tayo maglagay ng mga labels para maging organized yung ating codes. So, let's say na this is Bootstrap CSS. Ayan. Then, let's proceed sa body, which is i-connect na natin yung JavaScript tag ni Bootstrap. So, the JavaScript tag of Bootstrap has two options. So, first, pwede mo siyang i-connect via bundle or separate script tags. But, kahit alin dyan sa dalawang yan, it will still works. So, let's just use the bundle. Copied. Then, just like other JavaScript files, Bootstrap is also the JavaScript file tag of Bootstrap is also connected inside the body tag. So that's it. Successfully connected na yung Bootstrap sa ating HTML file. So next, we will be creating another label para maging organized yung ating code. So let's say na this code starts the navigation bar, and then this one is the end. Yan. So since Bootstrap is a framework, mas konti na yung trabaho natin. So we can browse sa kanilang website and look for web frameworks na useful sa ating website, and then we could just copy and then paste it sa ating HTML file and then make some modification according sa need ng ating website. So in that way, Bootstrap, kapag natutunan mong gamitin si Bootstrap, konti na pinapadali niya yung trabaho mo kasi hindi mo na kailangan gumamit ng sobrang daming CSS or sobrang daming HTML, mag-type ng sobrang daming HTML codes. Since provided niya na iyon, it's up to you to make the modifications na. So, let's make use of their frameworks sa navigation bar. So, I will just browse to their website and copy some codes na needed natin. Then, ayan. In an instant, we have a navigation bar na. So, let's check kung ano yung itsura ng ating navigation bar. Ayan. The live server is now open. Let's check it. Ayun. So, makikita nyo, ito na yung navigation bar natin. Meron na lang tayong konting babaguhin sa ating navigation bar. So, let's say na yung navigation bar, yung website nito is dedicated for a coffee shop or an e-commerce website. So, we will make some modifications here and ilalagay natin yung drop-down menu. So, let's go back to coding. Ayun. So, let's say na the user want to make a simple website. Kunwari, ang color theme niya is black and white. So, Bootstrap has a classes for that. So, let's proceed. So, on the top of the navigation bar, makikita natin itong itong line na code na ito. This is the start of the nav tag. Ayan. So, this one defines that it is a navbar, and navbar dash expand dash lg. Ito naman yung nagde-define nung size ng ating navigation bar. So, in this case, we are using the most largest one. And navbar dash dark, ito yung color ng ating text. So, kapag dark yan, yung color ng text natin is white. Kapag light naman, ang color ng text natin is black. So, here are some color codes sa Bootstrap para sa background color nung navigation bar. So let's try using dark. Let's see. Ayun, kita nyo naging dark color yung ating navigation bar. So there are other colors. So wait lang, pakita natin. So ayan, let's type BG. Ayan, kung makikita niyo yung option na binigay ni Visual Studio Code, ito yung mga colors na pwede nating gamitin kay Bootstrap. Itong BG info. Let's this one. Yung navigation bar natin naging color blue. So let's try using BG primary. Naging bright blue. Then BG warning. I think this is red. Ayan. Kung nakikita, yellow pala siya. Yellow. So, let's go back sa ating code. So, let's use dark. Since dark yung theme na gusto ng client, for example. So, let's save. Then, check ulit natin. Check ulit natin. Ayun. Dark color na siya. So, as you can see, yung navigation bar natin, medyo kulang pa ng content yung navigation bar natin. So, ito, features, mukhang hindi naman siya angkop dun sa coffee shop. Then, yung pricing, medyo hindi rin. So, papalitan natin yan. I-modify natin. So, let's go back sa ating code. Yan. So, let us change this placeholder title. Gawin natin kunwari. Coffee shop. Let's say Louis, yung name ng coffee shop. Louis, yan. Then, itong button na ito yung response, itong block of code na to, ito yung code na responsible para dun sa ating toggler icon kapag nag-shrink or nag-expand yung size ng screen natin. Or ito yung hamburger icon natin. Ito yung code na para doon. So, kung makikita nyo yan, itong span class navbar toggler icon, ito yung icon for the hamburger icon. So, what will happen kapag dinelete natin yan? So, let's try. Save. Then, balik tayo sa website. Then, let's try to change the size ng screen. Ayun, kita nyo, nawala yung hamburger icon natin. Naging plain box na lang siya. So, see? So, let's try to go back sa code natin. Then, let's bring it back. Yan. So, balik tayo doon to check whether it's working or hindi. Let's change the size. Ayun. Bumalik na yung hamburger icon natin. Next is yung modifications na gagawin natin. So, ito na yung block of codes para doon sa ating navbar content. As you can see, ito na yung unordered list and yung bunch of lists and A tags para maging functional bawat text na mag-a-appear doon sa navigation bar. So, as you can see, itong unordered class natin, meron siyang class attribute na MLAuto, which means margin left. it means automatically na isa-set ni Bootstrap yung margin nung unordered list sa left. So, ano mangyayari kapag tinanggal natin? Let's see. Then, balik tayo sa website. Ayan. So, nakita nyo na, naka-align na sa left side yung ating navbar content. So, pero hindi ito yung gusto ng kunwaring client natin. Ang gusto ni client, yung navbar content niya nandoon sa right side. So, ibabalik natin sa dati. So, balik tayo sa Visual Studio Code. Then, under the unordered list, ilalagay natin yung ml-auto. Then, balik tayo sa website. Ayun. Naka-align na siya sa right side. So, in this case, kailangan na nating mag-add ng other contents dun sa ating navigation bar. So, itong home, magagamit natin ito. Itong features, edit na lang, modify na lang natin siya into, let's say, products. Since e-commerce website naman ito. Then, ito, let's say, promos. Then, we'll add another one. This one could be contact us, for example. Ayan. Save. Then, balik tayo sa ating website to see the changes. Ayun. So, nakikita nyo na yung mga changes. We now have the home, products, promos, and contact us button sa ating navigation bar. So, balik tayo sa Visual Studio Code. Ano pa magagawa natin? Yung drop down. So, yung drop down menu natin is should be located. Kunwari, yung drop down menu natin is nandun sa may promos. So, once na-click yung promo, mag-a-appear yung mga promos available. So, let's start coding it. So, we will make modifications sa promo section. Yung first na i-modify natin is yung first na i-modify natin is yung A tag. So, since maging drop-down menu na ito, maglalagay na tayo ng class provided ni Bootstrap, which is drop-down toggle. Then, yung next na i-modify natin is yung list. Lalagyan natin siya ng another class na drop-down. Once we've made the changes, para naman ma-access, para maging functional yung website natin, we will add more classes or attributes sa ating A tag. So, ang next na attribute na ilalagay natin is yung ID, which is navbar drop-down menu link. Next is role, which is button. Next is yung para matagal natin yung data sa loob ng drop-down, we need the data toggle attribute. Let's say drop-down na pino-point out, itong data toggle natin is pino-point out niya yung drop-down class dito sa ating list tag. para maging functional siya. If nagkaroon ng misspelled word dito or maling item, maling characters yung nilagay mo and hindi nagmatch dito sa class mo dito, hindi mag-work since meron ngang error. So, we have to be careful on that situations. Lagi nating double check. So, next is yung para sa size naman ng ating drop down. So, we're using area expanded. So, these attributes are provided by Bootstrap. So, yun, false, then save. Ayan. So, mas malinaw na since inayos na yung alignment ng code pagka-save natin. So, the next thing we have to do is to create another div tag. Then, this div tag will contains the a tag or yung mga nilalaman ng ating drop-down menu. So, first, bigyan muna natin ng class div tag natin. Let's say na yung class niya is drop-down dash menu. Then, area labeled by navbar drop down menu link. So, as you can see, itong si div tag naman natin is connected na naman sa ating a tag. So, makikita natin na yung ID is ginamit dito sa ating div tag, sa ating area labeled by attribute. Yeah, so that's it. Time to make those a tags. So medyo marami-rami to. Since wala pa excuse me. Since wala pa tayo mga prepared na HTML for those pages na kailangan, pwede nyo gamitin yung hashtag para maging placeholder. Or pwede nyo ring i-leave lang. So, this a tag has a class of drop-down. Since meron na tayong drop-down menu, this should be the drop-down item. Yan. Then, let's say na yung drop-down item na ito is promo number 1. Then, copy-paste natin. Kunwari, need natin ng 4 na contents para sa drop-down. Or, we could make it 5. Yan. Then, let's just change its number para mas madali nating matandaan. So, ayan. That's it para sa ating drop-down. Let's save and let's see kung working ba. So, yun. Kung makikita ninyo, so as you can see, ito na, yung ating updated na navigation bar. Yung content natin, we have the home, products, promos. Ayun, nakikita nyo na yung arrow down na yan. So, let's try to click it. Ayun. So, as you can see, kita nyo na yung mga drop-down menu na nilagay natin. So, that's it. So, for example, we could further expand it a little bit. Let's try enhancing. Let's go back to the code. Mukhang medyo maliit yung ating mga text. So, instead of making a CSS, we could edit the size of the text present on our HTML using Bootstrap. So, for example, in this case, kung gusto nating palakihin pa itong home na ito, itong home home natin na text sa ating navigation bar, we could just add sa class niya yung font dash weight. Pwede mo siyang gawing italic, bold, bolder, or pwede mo siyang panipisin or pinakamanipis. So let's just make it, since maliit siya, let's make it bolder. Then let's see the difference dun sa iba niyang kasama dun sa mga content ng ating navigation bar. So as you can see, nagbago, mas malaki yung ating home compared sa other content ng navigation bar. And as you can see, siya lang yung may bright na white color since it is marked by an active tag, active class dun sa ating code. So, check natin yung code para makita natin yung active class na yon. So, kung mapapansin niyo doon sa may list tag, ito, katabi ng nav item, itong active class na yan, siya yung responsible para maging bold yung home compared to the other content ng navigation bar. So, it is also a good signifier na yung user is on that page. So let's try to delete this one, and let's say na nasa product section ang ating user. So we'll have to go on the link tag, then just type active. Then balik tayo sa ating website. Ayun, kung makikita nyo, na siya na yung nagiging bright white compared dun sa ibang text na nasa navigation bar natin na medyo mababa yung kanyang opacity. Pero, medyo manipis siya compared dito sa home since hindi pa natin na-apply yung font weight dash bolder sa lahat ng content ng ating navigation bar. So, balik tayo sa ating Visual Studio Code para i-update yung ating codes para maging pantay-pantay na yung weight ng ating mga text. So, ganun pa rin. Font weight dash bolder. Ayun. Sa class, font weight dash bolder. Since itong drop-down menu natin, say sub-menu naman, so kahit hindi na natin siya need ng emphasis. Since kung i-emphasize pa natin ito, baka naman matabunan niya na itong mga pinaka-head ng ating navigation bar. So, yun. Ito na yung last. Ayan. Save. Then, balik tayo sa ating website. Ayun. Kung makikita ninyo, bold na silang lahat. Pantay-pantay na. Pero, mukhang medyo masikip yung kanilang spacing. So, anong gagawin natin? So, we could use yung mga spacing attributes ng ating Bootstrap. So, let's say na lalagyan natin sila ng padding. Lalagyan natin sila ng padding para mas maging malaki yung agwat nila sa isa't isa. So, yung attribute ni Bootstrap for padding is called px. So, yung px natin nag-range siya from 1 to 3, 1 to 5. So, let's try to use px3. Then, save. Then, tignan natin yung outcome niya. So, I think walang masyadong changes, pero kung makikita nyo, medyo mas malaki na yung agwat ng home natin dito sa ating product. So, kung gusto pa nating ng mas malaking space, balik tayo sa Visual Studio Code and gawin natin px5. Then, balik sa ano. Ayun. Kita nyo? Kita nyo yung changes sa space nila. So, let's apply that to all of the content ng navigation bar. So, px5. 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 So, let's see yung mga changes. Ayun. Kung nakita nyo, ayan, mas better na yung spacing nila ngayon. Mas noticeable na sila. So, let's check kung working pa rin yung other features. Ayan. Working pa rin ang ating drop-down menu. So, meron din siyang hover effect kapag nag-hover si user. So, ganun kaganda si Bootstrap. So, mas nalilesen yung work natin bilang programmer and mas napapabilis ng trabaho and mas nagiging efficient tayo. So, ang i-modify na lang natin is itong space para sa ating nav sa brand ng ating coffee shop. Pwede rin tayong maglagay ng icon dito if gusto natin. So, tara, let's try to add an icon dun sa ating brand. So, ito, pwede rin natin itong gawing mas bold yung text ng ating company name. So, ayun, lagay lang natin font weight bolder kung gusto nating mas makapal. Then, let's check. Ayun, much better. Mas kita na siya. Let's go back and add some logo. Delete muna natin tong Louis. Then, maglalagay tayo ng image tag. So, yan. For example, ito yung logo na gagamitin natin. We could add some alternative text here in case na walang internet si user, may idea siya kung anong image yung nakalagay doon. So, let's say na it is a logo. Yan. Tapos nawala yung colon, ay yung quotation mark. Yan. Let's put back the company name. Then, let's see yung changes. Ooh, what a mess. Oh. So, ang may problema dito is yung ating logo. So, it's too big para dun sa ating navigation bar. So, what we can do here, since this problem is outside na kay Bootstrap, so we have to edit this using CSS. So, let's go back sa ating code. So, para mas maging mabilis tayo, we could use inline CSS dun sa code natin. So, let's say style, yung height, let's say 50 px, then the width should syempre 50 din para maging square. Then, let's see yung changes. Ayun, mas better na nga yung size niya. But, yung distance niya between sa icon and text is masyado ring maliit. Again, we could solve this by using CSS mismo. So in this case, we'll be using again inline CSS. So let's go back. Then let's say margin dash right. Then 30 pixels. Bakit may mali? Let's see. Walang changes. May error nga. Oh, let's try again. Margin right. Twenty. Bakit ayaw? So let's try it on. Ang lagyan na lang natin ng margin is yung, since mukhang hindi pwede maglagay ng margin dash right dito sa ating style sa image tag using inline CSS. Let's try using Bootstrap naman. Doon sa ating A tag, lagyan natin ng margin ml dash 2. Oh, nausog lang si nausog lang si nausog lang si logo natin and nausog lang si logo and yung text. So mukhang we have no choice. We have to use CSS mismo. So let's go back sa code. Tanggalin natin yung inline CSS. Tanggalin natin yung inline CSS. Then itong ML2. Save. Then we will going to create a CSS file. Let's say style sheet that so ayun, ito na yung CSS natin. So first ko-connect natin. So ito na. So para hindi magkahalo-halo ang ating Bootstrap CSS tsaka built ating local na CSS. Ayan. Kaya tayo naglagay nung labels. Ayan. So link yan, style sheet. Then yun style sheet.css. Yan, connected na ang ating CSS. Then first we have to call yung ating logo. So bigyan na rin natin siya ng class para sure na yung image yung mako-call natin. So since it's a class dot logo, .50 pixels, then yung width 50 pixels din. Yan. So balik tayo. Let's see if it's working. Mukhang hindi. Balik tayo sa ating Visual Studio Code. Mukhang hindi natin siya nakokol. Mali. Mali ang ating selector. Ayun. So, yun. Watch out for that kind of mistake. So, para hindi kayo magtataka, let's always double check. Balik tayo sa ating website. Let's see the changes. Ayun. Gumagana na yung CSS natin. So, let's try to put some margin on its right, excuse me, on its right side. Margin right. Say 10 pixels. Balik tayo sa ating website. Ayun, kita niyo yung spacing. Ayun. It's a sign na working na yung ating CSS. So, that's it. Sana marami kayo natutunan sa ating session na ito. And hoping na we'll have another opportunity para makapagturo. That's it. Thank you and God bless.